Hello YouTube. What we're working on today is a 2013 Lexus GS350, and all these Lexus cars have the same problem. They all tend to leak and collect water inside the trunk, and so we're addressing that issue today. I'm going to show you guys where the common problems are and some easy fixes for it. So we'll dive right in, not going to waste any time. I've taken the liberty of taking a couple things out already. This is where the spare tire goes. And it has, a cover over it, which is that. So you pull that cover off, you can remove the spare tire real quick. I took this bracket off, which goes over right here, which is just held in by a few Christmas trees, and on the outside as well. So once that's removed, this is kind of what you're looking like. And I did take some fasteners out ahead of time for y'all, just so I can make an easy video for you. I hate the YouTube videos that drag on too long. So here we have our amp. On the right side and the left side is an empty compartment, and so most issues are going to be on this amp right here, collecting water, and the water is going to build up in the level here, and then it will get into these wires and underneath the amp itself and soak in, corrode all that stuff in there, and then it will short that out, and your radio is not going to work, and your sound system, all of it above. So all I'm going to do in this video right now is I'm going to show you where the issues are, why they're issues, and all the fixes, and then we'll decide if I'm going to show you the final product or not after my explanation, because it's obviously relatively simple. So I took the liberty of taking all these Christmas trees out of the sides here. There's a couple there, and then you just peel this back. Okay, so now I'm fully exposed into where I can see the amp clearly. And so I'll grab a flashlight here. I'm going to show you guys where the water is and where it's coming from. The beautiful thing about water is it's relatively easy to find because it leaves trace marks, which I will show you right now. Okay, so here's our amp, all of our connectors. Here's our ventilation, our cabin air pressure vent valve. It's a one-way valve. They're really faulty. So let's get right into it. As you can see here around my screws, we have corrosion. We have watermarks all over. You have rust down there. So there has been water in here. I, however, do not have any issues with this Lexus yet, but because it's such a big problem, I'm just getting ahead of the game before. So I peeked my head in here, saw the water, now we're addressing it. So, and this is where I found all my issues. So right here, this vent valve, this one-way valve to the outside that goes through the fender. This is to prevent cabin pressure. So if you open and close your doors, it doesn't create pressure and it'll blow your glass out. It also make your ears pop, the windows go down. It just creates cabin air pressure issues. So that's what this valve's for. There's one on there and one over there. So these things are faulty. It's incredibly thin plastic, as you can see here. I mean, it is literally just like, it's paper thin. And it needs to be that way, so when you open and close the doors, the air pressure can push it out easily. However, it leaves it for some issues. So I can track my water from this vent. I'd already vacuumed it out, but this was full of rocks. And so the only way rocks are coming in is through that valve. Over here, you can see a little bit better. See all these rocks in here? Let me see if I can get it to focus right there. Yep. So we got tons of rocks inside of there, and that's post-vacuum and water. And so what I'm going to do as far as the vent goes is I recommend replacing it, getting a brand new one that has a seal that goes right along here. That will rubber seal it off. I don't think mine's terrible, so I'm not going to replace it. However, I am going to seal it. So I'm going to put silicone all along the edges here, underneath as well, to help debris. And then I am going to make up some device to bring this lip. If you can see this lip, it's angled. I'm gonna bring this lip higher so water and debris, gravity will pull it back down through the vent instead of throwing out in the cabin. And that'll keep water and debris out. So that's the vent issue. Issue number one. Issue number 2, 3, and 4 is gonna be all these little clips. So, like I mentioned, you can find where the water is by corrosion. So see these clips right here? Corrosion, corrosion, corrosion. And then you can see the little stream of water right there comes all the way down and leads into the pool where all the issues can happen. So we have water leakage there. Not so bad there, maybe a touch. We have corrosion there. That one's fine. That one looks fine, but again, we have that water line coming all the way down right here. It's hard to see in the light, but you can see it right there. Right there, we got that water line going all the way down into there. So what I'm gonna do with these, luckily it's none of my headlight stuff. All my headlight stuff is magical and beautiful. So I don't have to worry about that. I have no corrosion on any of this stuff. That would make my day a little worse. So these are all gonna be body panels on this side, right here. These are body panels. And then here, this is just what holds in the tail light fastener. So that's where this bumper clips in, the headlight connects into here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put silicone around all of these. I'm gonna clean them up, get all that corrosion off, and I'm gonna silicone shut so we have no more water coming in. And then number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to number them. So right here, this tube, this is going to be your runoff sunroof tube for when the water collects on the roof, and in the sunroof, the drains, it all funnels back into here, and this goes way up into the body, up in there. So these have been known to fail as well. I don't have any issues. I see no corrosion, no watermarks whatsoever. And so I'm not replacing that. I'm not messing with that today. But when you're doing this inspection, make sure you check that. So that's gonna do it for this side. We have the vent, we have our drainage from the sunroof and roof, we have the body panel clips, and then we have our taillight clips, which are all leaking and gonna destroy this $3,000 to $5,000 repair right here that we're trying to prevent. While you have all this out, double check all these holes, all these fasteners, look for watermarks, see what's unique to your vehicle. Check the body work, the pinch welds, all of that sealant that they put. And just try to track as much water as you can, because they are faulty, unfortunately. As great as of a car as this is, every car has issues, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're on the other side. So here we still have electronics up here. They're pretty hard to get to water-wise. And so just visually do a quick inspection on those. Make sure there's no corrosion, anything going on. Again, we have a runoff tube. So inspect your runoff tube, make sure there's none. Again, I have none. However, my clips are all corrosion. So I'm gonna have to silicone all these shut. Just gonna put a bead right around the edge there. I'm gonna do the same thing with this vent valve, this one-way valve. I'm gonna silicone around the whole thing and come up with some device with some like tape, plastic, cardboard, something unique and janky to make this just a little bit harder for stuff to get in without sealing it. Do not seal these or you can potentially break your glass. Again, look at that watermark. You can see that clear as day. I'm dripping water from the outside right there. Come up here, verify your tail light. Secure nuts and connector and pigtails are not corroding. I have a little bit of corrosion on that one. Same thing, I'm just gonna silicone all of these. Watermark, watermark, big watermark from that guy. As you can see that as I flicker the light for you. Tons of water getting in here. Look how dirty this is, boys and girls. Absolutely disgusting. So we're gonna seal all this up. I have seen some other issues with the trunk seal. So just this seal that goes along the whole trunk here. Look for watermarks. Check to see if this is damp. Right here after a nice rainstorm, you can peel that down just as we've done here. And you can see all along here, the watermarks coming down if this seal is bad. Mine is fine. I have no watermarks coming from it. And so I'm just gonna leave it alone. It's super tight, it's super good. You can tell the rubber, it's not corroded, it's very healthy rubber still. And so I'm not worried about it. You can check in here and you can usually see debris of what's going on. Mine is relatively clean. This car has been perfectly maintained. So I'm a little blessed on that part. But anyways, check that seal. Everything else inside we already went over. And then another issue that comes along with this seal right here is your sunroof. And so the sunroof, like I said, all the roof stuff drains from there, goes up into the roof, comes down all the way through here and drains out. So what happens is your sunroof drain holes are gonna get clogged and it'll fill up your roof. And I'll show you guys that right now. It'll fill up your roof with water. And so as we come over here, say hello to my pup, we have the rails for the sunroof. You can see all the water, how it pools up in here and all the rails, blah, blah, blah. Hey, buddy. And so what you have to do is you open the sunroof. I actually do it from this angle because it's a little easier to see. Right there in the corner, there's that little hole right there. That is your drain. You have one on that side and this side, just right in there. You can kind of see it. Anyways, those need to make sure they're clear. Mine are perfectly clean. I didn't even touch them. I don't use my sunroof because I'm totally anti-sunroof. All these cars come with it, but they're just too faulty. They're too expensive. They're too hard to repair. They're a pain in the rear. I'm not messing with sunroofs. I keep mine closed and covered at all times. So thankfully, that's paying off here that I don't have to worry about this common issue. But that's what you need to check, especially if you park under trees or in inclement weather often. So if those are clogged, it's going to fill up this rail, run back down the side of the car, and will go through into your trunk. This video is getting a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I did want to give you guys a good explanation of what's going on here and why we're getting floods so much. Check for corrosion, check for those watermarks. I can't say it enough. And then just get a RTV silicone, throw it around all those little fasteners in there. Careful of those vent valves. Do not close them all the way. Do not seal them up entirely. You'll ruin your cabin pressure. And other than that, that's the goal, to save your amps, whether you have Mark Levinson like I do or not. They're all mounted in the same location. They will all get destroyed by water. Unfortunately, this is something we have to deal with, but we're going to fix it and we're going to get it rolling for you. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions. I've been a technician for over 12 years. I have a plethora of knowledge. I love sharing. I love teaching. So anything you guys need on any make, any model, please let me know. This is my personal car, and so I thought I'd make a video of it. So yeah, any questions, let me know. I'm very responsive. Thanks, guys.